Hey guys, back again with another review. This time it's of what we did on our holiday, starring David Tennant, Rosamund Pike, Billy Connelly, Ben Miller, Amelia Bullmore, Amelia Jones, Bobby Smaldridge, and Harriet Turnbull. So at the beginning we meet Abby and Doug, played by Rosamund Pike and David Tennant. They are separated because Doug had an affair, and basically you can see the anger and the distance between them. And obviously the kids feel this, and the kids can tell, so they've got their own issues. For instance, one of them writes in a book about things, says, "What should I write in here? What do I need to lie about so I can remember?" And she writes down her mum and dad's lies so that she can keep track of them. As another one, I think Jess, Lottie's the one who writes in the book. Jess is the one that befriends bricks and rocks, which is a bit weird, but kids do kids things. So as they're on their way, you can tell that this family is completely distant. They're they're all hurt in their own way. So as we get to Scotland, where they're going, we meet Goldie, who's Doug and Gavin's father. Gavin is Doug's brother, who's already there, who's getting married, and they're celebrating that while at Goldie's party as well. So Goldie, who's played by Billy Connelly, is the nice guy. He's the grandfather who's like, go easy, because what the problem is they're going up there to see him, but he's got terminal cancer, so he's dying. So instead of being all mopey about it, Goldie is Mr. Let's live a bit. Let's do what we need to do. Let's have fun along the way. This is what endears his relationship with the kids, because Jess, Lottie, and Mickey are very close to their grandfather. And you can tell that he's the stable one in their lives, even though he's got cancer. He's the one who's not arguing with everybody. He's the one who avoids arguments. He's the one who just wants to have fun and enjoy life. And I think that's a beautiful side to this movie, because he has a positive influence on the kids. So they go down to the beach as everybody else is arguing, doing their own thing, and things happen which I don't want to talk about because obviously that'd be giving away too much. But eventually Goldie passes away, and things happen between the family. Now, a few of the things I really liked about the movie was I liked the sense of realism in the fact that you had the arguments, you had the sad factor, but you also had some good comedy in the movie. The kids stole the movie. They did so good, especially with Billy Connolly, him and the kids. They just had so much chemistry. It felt so real, and it was real passionate in the fact that you could believe he was their grandfather. So when the kids go back to talk to their parents and they're not listening, and then they finally listen, the one thing I do like about the end of the movie is I like how it kind of teaches you that family is important, that you don't need to argue constantly, but you need to realize that they're not always going to be there, because we argue, we complain, we attack each other, but at the end of the day, we only have one family, and our family is important, whether it's the grandfather Goldie, who's the father of Doug and Gavin, and they never really talk to him that much, or it's the kids with their parents, Abby and Doug. Because Abby and Doug have got so many issues with each other, but they barely pay any attention to the kids. What I liked about the end of the movie was I liked how it ended. It ended very nicely. I felt like my heartstrings had been pulled, but at the same time, there was some good comedy in there. And what I did like about it was when the death scene happens, you don't get as sad about it, because there's like positive and happiness in it as well. Especially from the kids. You feel like their love for their grandfather makes you kind of smile instead of be upset, if you get my drift. So overall, it's a good film. It's very well acted. It's filmed in Scotland. It's a great film. I liked the scenery. I thought the acting was fantastic. I thought Billy Connolly and the kids stole the show, and I thought that was what made it fantastic. Well, the movie, not the show. So I would give this movie a 5 out of 5, to be honest. I'd say if you haven't seen it, check it out. and enjoy it, because it's one of those family movies that you want to watch and you can't help but smile at the end and think, wow, this is a movie again that I'd never watched or never thought of watching unless I picked it up one day cheap, and you end up liking it. It's over the last week, it's been one of my top 10 I've watched. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Have a lovely day, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, and as always, take care.